14. I used to read a book a day. I read a book a day for many years. Today I probably got 35,000 volumes in my library.
I want to peek at that
I want you to
library
see
one
it.
of these days.
Yeah.
I want to talk about you and Kay, your wife Kay,
Sure.
for a moment. In reading her book, I was kind of surprised by this.
Yeah.
She talks about both you and she, after now 40 years of marriage, just
Yeah.
about, right?
Yeah.
That when you first met, you all were not really attracted to
Not
each
at
other.
all.
What was it
Yeah.
that then caused this marriage? She called those early years awful.
Well, I won't say that our honeymoon was hell on earth. It was pretty difficult. My wife and I are exact opposite in every single cell of our bodies except our love for Christ and our love for each other. And we were in love, but in early years we just didn't get along. And what happened was Kay and I got engaged, and right after we got engaged, I moved to Japan as a short-term missionary to help plant a church in Nagasaki, Japan. She moved to Birmingham, Alabama to work in an inner-city multiracial church. And so we were apart the entire engagement. I would never tell anybody to do what we did. So when we got married, it was like we were in love, but now who are you?
Yeah.
And so all the things we needed to work out in early marriage or in early dating, we had to work out in early marriage. And
But she was dating your friend. You all weren't even attracted to each other, but
No.
you felt it was a sort of a divine call?
Oh, it was. In fact, I'll never forget, I was actually speaking in her father's church. She was playing the piano. My best friend was leading worship music. And I remember sitting there on stage getting ready to speak, and I looked over her, and clearly a voice in my mind, I mean, it wasn't audible, but it could have been audible. It was as clear, said, "You're going to marry that girl." Now, I immediately doubted that for 3 reasons. Number one, God has never spoken to me that clearly before or since, ever. Okay, it was that clear. Second, I wasn't in love with her. And third, she was in love with my best friend. So after God said that to me, I just filed away, made no attempt to even date her. And we were going to the same Christian college when school started again in the fall. I had a prayer partner who every morning at 5 a.m. we would get up and go out to the baseball dugout, and we would pray from 5 to 6 a.m. every day, and we never missed a day for a year. One day, several months into that, in the middle of the prayer, Danny stops. He says, "Rick, you're going to think this is strange, but I have this sensation that you're going to marry Kay Lewis." And I said, "Well, don't worry about that. God told me that 5 months ago." And we just keep on praying. And it's a long story, but we ended up together, and we're now 38 years in marriage. My wife is my best friend. I'm hopelessly in love with her.
I came across something that I found remarkable, particularly given you and Kay's success over the years, the growth of Saddleback, 22,000 people in this congregation.
Yeah.
You give when the purpose-driven life hit, you gave your salary back, not only for that year, but for 25 years.
Yeah.
You do something called reverse tithing.
Reverse